Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Pastor Yemi Omoboyega. I want to talk on the topic which says the dirtiest aspect of politics. Then, colon, the plane crash in the US. It is with heavy heart, deep sorrow that I commiserate with the people all over the world, Americans in particular, and all the nationals from other nations where all the passengers in this ill-fated plane hailed from. I also, it's with a heavy heart that I have to remember parents, all the parents in the plane, male and female, then the innocent children that fell victim of the plane crash that just occurred in America. I also commiserate with the President of America, who has just been sworn in, President Donald Trump. It's a sad occurrence. It's unfortunate. May God Almighty help to put an end to this kind of highly avoidable, glaringly avoidable calamity that befell the victims of this ill-fated plane crash. All the 67 passengers and the crew members, all the workers in the aviation industry that were connected with this disaster, one way or the other. May God Almighty help us to put an end to it. It's a calamity that affects every human being, because it could be anybody. It could just be anybody. And in spite of plane crashes and all that, I think it has been said that air travel is one of the safest. In fact, it's the safest when you consider the level of risks involved. It's riskier than accidents on water. You can still do something about that. Even if a whole ship got sunk, people can still be rescued. Those who are lucky will be rescued. But when something goes completely amiss in the air, one would know that that is just it. How would one have considered an airplane that is coming safely from its takeoff point and is closed to landing, and all has gone well on the flight, only to see the Canaan land ahead and never to make it, including the 3 officers in the chopper that crashed together with this very airplane. It is so sad. Nobody would have known why that chopper came in at that time. Nobody would have known why this happens, because ordinarily, on the face of it, if things are normal, one would not expect that there is sabotage anywhere. And nobody will, to conclude that there is sabotage without thorough investigation will not be the best approach. Accidents can occur. That is why it is called a sudden occurrence. Accidents are sudden occurrences that people don't intend, and it just happened like that, and can be very fatal, just as this one is. May God put an end to it. And what drew my attention, deeper attention to this, is the aspect of politics that is coming to play in this matter. One would have expected that the appropriate authorities will swing into action, clear up the mess, then carry out necessary investigations to determine the cause of the accident. Not as if that could remedy anything, but if only for anything, for people in that industry to learn something on how to prevent recurrence in the future. And comments here, comments there. But the most notable one of all the comments is the allegation that President Donald Trump blamed the accident on the previous administration, that is the Democratic Party that just left office, citing the example that he had an issue with the diversity, whatever, I think DEI they call it. Indeed, that he concluded that, it was because of the diversity, whatever, that has to do with the involvement of the blacks in the administration of the aviation. That's my simple interpretation. Accident does not know color. Accident does not know race. Does not even understand ethnicity. When an accident will occur, when it wants to sweep anybody who is involved, irrespective of religion, color, creed, race, will be victims. And I'm sure that out of the 67 passengers, surely there will be a mixture of the black and the white. And all of them died an equal death, suffered the same fate. Now, trying to learn from the incident, investigation is what is necessary. Is it that the control tower missed it? Or is it that the military plane, the chopper that came, didn't get necessary information or clearance before they went on air? Or is it that climate condition prevented the two of them from seeing themselves? Okay, we are told it was, I think it was towards evening or so, something like a dark hour. But even though there is darkness, I think that all these our airplanes, choppers, everything has indicator lights, no matter how tiny, to indicate that there's an oncoming plane, so as to be able to avoid such calamity. But like I said, accident is a sudden occurrence that nobody contemplates, so anything can happen at any time. But the comments, alleged comments by, though I watched it on the social media, by President Donald Trump, sparked off. In fact, what it triggered off my mind is that, politics is indeed dirty. It's a dirty game. This is the dirtiest aspect of politics. In the first place, Donald Trump's assertion, or the assertion, or what do you call it, conclusion, or thought that it was because of the Democrats' decision to involve some people in the management of the aviation industry, that was the cause, was so premature. It simply shows that it's like having a vendetta, just trying to, what came to his mind was that the opposition that has been dealing with me, or the now opposition that had dealt with me so much, I must do everything to discredit them. Whether it has basis or it has no basis. And I'm sure at the end of the day, if thorough investigation is carried out, it is most likely, mark my word, it is most likely that the outcome of the investigation will prove President Trump wrong. It will surely prove President Trump wrong, unless there's a sabotage somewhere, if it is not prearranged. But I don't think President Trump will have a hand in such a dangerous arrangement that will terminate the lives of 67 people. So, I don't think the pilots piloting the chopper, as well as the air, would have come to intercept the passenger airplane without basis. Or they wouldn't, on a reasonable man's thought, have gone to intercept that plane just to score a cheap political point, and then thereby the pilots choosing to lose their lives, their own lives, their own very own lives in the accident. So let's take it that is purely an accident that must occur. Though, like we said, if caution had not been thrown to the wind, it's avoidable. So, the comments, I looked at it. When I looked at That is the work of the opposition. Now, um, we haven't heard from the Democrats. By the time the Democrats, who are now in opposition, will come out, they will tell you, and indications are there, that I think I heard it over the social media too, that there is a particular allegation against President Donald Trump himself, that he has dismantled and everything about the aviation industry, and that he has even fired some, if not all, the key officers. And when this happens, of course, there will be instability, there will be confusion, and the likelihood that things will not be properly controlled may be there. And that could lead to this problem. So if the Democrats expectedly will hit back now, they will say it is President Trump that actually caused the problem. So who are we to believe? Logically, unless there's something underneath that President Donald Trump has as an information or evidence that could exonerate him from blame, ordinarily, Donald Trump's allegation is not logical, because from the face of it, there's nothing to prove that it is the policies of the previous administration that could have led to this. Rather, it is, one can reasonably come to the conclusion again, unless there's something underneath to prove otherwise, that it is the decision to fire those who are managing this industry that has the resultant effect, immediate resultant effect of people losing their lives. So, be that as it may, in fact, from the title of this message, I looked at it from the bad or worst aspect of politicking. Oppositions don't see anything good in government that is in power. Look at what is happening in Britain now. Labour Party, I believe, is in power, if I'm correct. I'm not too sure now, or whichever way. But the other one, Badenoch, is a Conservative Party member. So they are looking, I don't know whether it's conservative. Let me not say what I don't know. But whichever way, you will see that the opposition is doing everything possible to discredit the ruling government. The same thing in America now, as it is. And back home in my country, Nigeria, I know that the duo of Atiku as well as Obi, who are presidential candidates during the previous election that produced Tinubu, I've never particularly seen anything good in what President-elect or the current president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is doing. No matter. So, you see, politics is a struggle to seize political power by whatever means. Crooked. There is nothing like morality in politics. There is nothing like empathy in politics. It's just a question of do or die. It's a do or die affair. And this is the dirtiest part of it. and people are going to be victims. If the government in power is not doing well, the people are the victims. The opposition will face the people in power and exaggerate even whatever point they note beyond what it is, as if they themselves were there, they will do better. Let me tell you, brethren, this is one of the reasons I can never participate in politics to the extent that I want to hold office there, except it is by invitation, not by playing the normal politics. Why I said that is that, look, you have a situation, you are invited to come and head the ministry or whatever. Yes, just the desire to serve my country could motivate me to say I want to accept such positions. But to say that I will be a party, I can be a party card carrying party. I can vote for the party of my choice. But to say I want to hold office in terms of being voted for in particular, it will be difficult, because the journey to that road is very rough and tough. You must be a liar, you must be a murderer, you must be somebody who can backbite and backstab, you must be somebody who have no sympathy or empathy for anybody. You may even be somebody who can go into ritual. You can do anything to destroy the opposition. How many people have been killed in politics during the process of political race? In Ekiti State then, we lost a very prominent citizen for coming to vie for position, leaving his UN appointment to come and play politics and to better the lot of his people. We lost him today, late Daramola. That's the danger. That's the dirtiest part of politics. I cannot do that. I can't. I cannot compromise my conscience. And that is why till today you have many decent people who cannot join politics because of the fear of compromising their conscience. So, it's not even about, this is a period that the whole world, not just America, should be mourning. This is the period. Then before we start talking of investigations, and then what are the causes of the investigation? And it is the investigation shall bring out the real causes, if not manipulated, of the incident. But we didn't wait for that because of dirty politics. Politicians are quick-tempered, they are insincere, except in what they are interested in. They particularly detest the opposition. Otherwise, I don't see the reason why Donald Trump should bring the Democrats into this. It's unfortunate. And this is a period that America herself is at crossroads. America is at crossroads because, yes, a country must protect its interest. The interest of your nation first before the interest of individuals. But America is at crossroads. Democratic Party is a party that I have always loved. Right from the 70s, when we begin to understand a bit of politics. I didn't hate the conservative anyway. My stand has always been that it's a struggle. Whoever wins it is the de facto leader that must be obeyed and must be respected and must be given maximum support. Politicking should end as soon as the voting ends and the results declared. That's the way I see it. But it's unfortunate that it goes beyond that. Even after you have the opposition, the who will win has won, who will lose has lost. What you find is that they will still be trading blames. And of what benefits do we have for the blames? Now look at innocent people. They are dead. Their families lost. The nation loses. And the whole world has lost humanity. Many souls suddenly. Those ones don't bother politicians. Trading blames is what they will be looking at instead of attending to the issue. Therefore, this is why I consider politics as a no-go area for me. May the gentle souls of all the dead people rest in perfect peace in Yahushua's name. It's a message to our politicians. When are we going to stop chasing the shadows and then pursue the substance? The substance now is mourn with who? The people that are money. It's not time to be talking of even who caused it. No, investigations will reveal that. The Democratic Party I'm talking about now is a party that I would say I detest most because of the moral content that they have lost. That is why a whole party, the whole of government can be pursuing immoral, ungodly pursuits like what God has rejected. Encouragement of abortion, same-sex marriage, and all sorts of things. And the party could be luring other countries of the world to join such bad practices. That's where, as of today, the Conservative Party in the US is taking the lead. That's one thing that made me to fall in love with Donald Trump, that at least still recognizes the existence of God and is doing whatever he could, may not be the best, to preserve the sanctity of human life and to bring people back to God. But this one that happened now baffles me a lot, because even as a Christian, we should not trade this kind of exchanges. The Bible says, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." It is the investigation that will reveal the truth. So this is a low light for Donald Trump. And I believe that one way or the other, God will touch his heart, not only to apologize for this, but to also refrain from making such statements as a leader. You are the father of all. So, once again, it's a sad moment for humanity. May God help us to put an end to such. And may our governments rise up to the truth and do everything that will make life better for the people. The dead should be given a kind of memorial, something that they will be remembered for, posthumous awards and all that. whatever it is that will kind of matter, let me put it that way in a religious language, these people should be done. It is not time to trade blames. It is not time to play dirty politics. I hate this aspect of politics. God bless you. Please endeavor to share this. If you have a kind heart, if you have empathy, if you know that what happened to this people could have happened to anybody, including yourself, please share this video to all your contacts, even your enemies, so that we could all continue to pray for the families of the departed. Like the video, pass your comments, and subscribe to my channel. By the time we shall be hearing from one another again, it shall not be this kind of bad news. Then let us fear God. If we fear God, we will refrain from saying or doing what we shouldn't do. God bless you.